Okay, well, we've come to the stage now where we're going to put the liners in for real. Now, I've cleaned up all this bore once again. I've wiped all the oil away that we had when we did a test fit for the liners. Anything down there's all gone. It's just clean as I can get it. Now, there's a Loctite 515, but I use a Bearco one in Australia called R51. It's half the price and I really cannot tell any difference. So what I like to do now is run a bit of that around the liner here, or the liner seal I should say. Make sure it's got a nice even coat all around. And the main idea of this is to actually get it under this seal, this liner seal. So where it sits onto the block there, we have a good bit of sealant. Now, this Loctite, it won't go off until you take the air away. It's anaerobic, so it's a good thing. So we can bring that down. And this is why you don't want any rust in that block there, so you don't mistakenly knock a bit of rust down onto this surface. Right, so that's sitting there. That won't go off for the moment. Now, we have a liner here. I've cleaned the liner once more. There's no oily residue anywhere near there. So I'm just using an old tube up here. Bloody tight ass. And I'm doing a run around the top of the liner there. So that when the liner sits down, not only has it got a seal with that aluminium washer there, but it's also got a little bit of a seal down the side. So let's try and get this in place without wrecking the whole show. We'll wreck some of the show, but not all of it. Oh, look at that, and that's going down lovely. And just seat that in there, make sure it's nice and clear for this next liner. Now once again, we'll make sure this is clean. I'm pretty sure I cleaned it all up well, but we'll just make sure. So we're looking for a good seal around the bottom of that liner. We probably don't need this much, but oh bugger it. What's it matter? Take a bit of the excess off and then we'll slide this fella down. Now, when we were doing the liner tests before, I had a bit of a look off camera and I felt that we weren't holding the liners down nice and even. So, with the washers back to front like they were. So, what I've decided to do where did I put them? Where the washers go down, I'm going to turn the washers over so the sharp side of the washer is down, because I think this curve wasn't holding it nice and even for me. So we'll put all them there. Now you don't have to panic doing this job, it's just move along, move along quickly and that can go down there. Now where'd that other bolt go to, Lance? had to go down in the centre of the milk crate. I'll bring this fella over there. And what I was going to do until I knocked them all over, bloody hard to get good help, was just place a fibre washer under the corner of each one. So what happens, I get the clamping pressure I'm looking for, but the sharp edge, I could actually probably cut that in half just to give myself a bit more room. Yeah, so the curled edge on the washer is actually holding it down properly. Yeah, we're not going to damage the liner in any way. Look at that, 2 for the price of 1 right there. That's a bloody good idea that just went terribly wrong. No, I don't like that. You might put that on one with just 1. So we'll get the clamping pressure that we're looking for, but there's no chance at all of us damaging the liner. And I had a heap of those washers here and I just knocked them down with a rag earlier. Alright, I'll go and get some more. Okay, I've got the whole bloody kit and caboodle here now. How do we do it for the price? Well, that'll clamp the liner down, but we won't damage it. Another thing to look at, I suppose, is to keep the these away from the side, so when we come to putting the pistons in, we can. We'll just find a little one for there for the moment. Okay, I'll clamp all them down and then we'll do a quick test and see if they're all square. We'll pull this out there a little bit. Tighten this fella here down. Alright, I'll just do a quick test of the liner heights now, just for my own sanity. We'll zero that fella. we're sitting just a little low there. Oh, hang on, we'll zero this properly. Three and a half. Four. Three and a half. Four and a half. Two and a half. Okay, I think what we'll do, we'll just set him up with the liner. We'll zero him on the liner, then drop him off the edge. We have two. Two and a half. Two and a half. So we're only just there. We've got three. Two. Three. Four. So look, we're on the lower side of it, but that's okay. They won't leak. Now, I will put another washer over here and clamp this down, but those liners will now stay in place. Nothing will be moved. The clamping pressure's there. Now, would it be worth putting two washers there? Two of those aluminium liner seals. Well, we're 2 and 3 now, so we're on the bottom limit of 2. It says 2 to 8, and then I think they were like 6 or 7, so that would take us over the high end. So I think the important thing is to have the protrusion so that your head gasket, the fire ring on your head gasket sits around here and clamps that liner in place. That Loctite that we've put on there will hold it in place. It'll be fine. Do not turn your engine over with pistons in, like it's all right now because you haven't got any drag on the bores. Do not turn your engine over with pistons in without the liners being clamped in place. And look, that's about it. If we put another liner O-ring in under there, which, look, if you had a block machine down in or something like that, it would be a reasonable thing to do, but we're on spec, and if we put the second one in, we'd be over spec, so that's no good either. The other thing that's important is that with this block, you don't want this one at 2 and this one at 6, and you want them even all along, as close as you can get it all along. So there you go. I'll get the other liners put in. That's a quick run of how we do it, or what I like to do anyway, and yeah, hopefully it's of some help to you anyway. And there you go. There's all the liners in. Now, those liners will just stay clamped in like that. I'll put a rag over the top. They'll stay clamped in like that. until the cylinder head's ready to go on. But before the cylinder head goes on, we obviously have to put the pistons in and tighten up the big ends and do all that sort of thing. But in this series of videos, we have a chance while the cam followers are out to have a look at this little groove that's supposed to be on the cam shaft here to help oil up into the rockers, which is something I don't know about. So let's have a bit of a learn. But that's how the liners sit. They will stay clamped, like I say. Keep everything clean as you possibly can. Like I say, I'll cover this up with rags. I do have fibre washers under each washer there, so I don't mark anything up. And yeah, hopefully that's of some help.